Pashaparo, Y7. Thank you for tuning. The replay. We back. This time with the Tarot Files. Great, knock this out. I'm really grateful for all y'all. I'm really grateful for those that's joining the channel. I'm really grateful for those that are leaving the channel. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. So, it's always the perfect day. The 2 or 3 people that dropped out. So, over the last month or so. But, welcome the 65 or so people that have joined. I'm very grateful for your time. Share with people with like minds. We're going to get into this. I'm really grateful. All the opportunities I get to change lives for people. It's a pleasure. It's a real pleasure. Like I said, it's investment in the communities for me. Or to me, you know. It's just how I give back. You know, some people want to, see you give out turkeys during the holidays. I think if you watch Y7 long enough, by the next holidays, you'll at least be able to have increased your quality of life, so to the point where you'll be able to get a couple turkeys for yourself. No problem. So, let's get into it. Alright, we gotta see what the core issue is. We gotta get into this. How you had a good week, first full week of 2021. How's it working out for you? You know what I mean? We gotta check this out here real quick. We're gonna jump back on the gold foil. I like my gold foil cards. See what's at the core. What's going on this weekend? You guys made big progress last week. Congratulations. That was amazing reading. Thank you for the personal reading request. By all means, hit me up. Let me know. The Tarot Files on Facebook. Send me a message, or you can send me a message. Tarot Files on Instagram. I'm working at Instagram out yet. I haven't really populated it yet, but it's there. However you want to reach out to me, let me know. Alright, 9:32. 5:15. Okay, so you got a message coming. I don't like that angle. Hold on, give me a second. Let me change this angle on the card. Let's slide it over here. Alright, let me get on the screen for you here real quick. Thank you for your patience. Okay, I got it together now. It's a little disorganized. That's part of the fun, though. You're always working on something. You need to help people. You know, I was helping some people on a phone call right before this, and you know what I do, so just bear with me. That's why you got the notifications. And if it's too late today, by all means, watch it tomorrow. Watch a minute here, watch a minute there, whatever it takes for you. Do you? Alright, so right now you got what they call on this deck the naive, I may not be saying that right, of cups. But basically it's the page of cups, right? So when it's upside down or in reverse, it's the psychological characteristics of the lazy one, capricious, very unreliable person. What's going on here? So we got unreliability is the events, unreliable suggestion, and fake friendships. Alright? So the business is empty promises, self-fraudulence, either fraud. And the relationships are totally unreliable. It's not worth to meet them. And might shuffle promised empty promises. So health is not fully developed organs. Health is not strong since the childhood. And the advice is do not accept any presents or suggestions from this person. Warning, you are forced to play extraneous games. Result is time of fraud, easy cheating. Alright? So, what's going on with y'all? So we got unreliable, lazy. So unreliable person, lazy. Empty promises. Did y'all look back over the mountain? Is that what y'all did? I told you don't turn around. Keep going straight. Fake friends, right? This is at the core though. So empty promises, unreliable. Something's not worth meeting. So maybe you met someone new, but they're not worth your time. Alright, hold on. Now when it says not fully developed organs, it's like your organs are essentials for life. So not fully developed basics. You know what I'm saying? Like some basic necessities or something is not fully incorporated in your life or developed, possibly. But we're gonna figure out what all this means in a moment, because this is just what's at the core. So no gifts, which is interesting, from this person, and it's all singular, so careful. Time of fraud, easy cheating. I'm just gonna put it like you say it in there because we gotta figure out what all this means. So the past feelings or attributes with that. That's what's going on at the core. But how do we get all this going on? Is the unreliable person you? Are you lazy? Is that how somebody's viewing you? Is that how it really is? Empty promises, fake friends. You know? We talked about your come up, so last week you came up on some things, so of course you're gonna have some fake friends. We told you they would be back. That could be why they're not worth meeting, because we said, you know, if you go back to that, you're going to be going back over to the other side of the mountain. Could that be what this is about? We're going to find out. Not fully developed basics. We were talking about your maturity last week. Did you find an area that you still needed work on? Did you learn something new? That now you got to develop that area? You weren't. No gift. What gift were they trying to give you? Time of fraud and easy cheating. We gotta figure this all out here. Let's see here. Past attributes or feelings. Okay. This is good. So what we got is the Queen of Wands, right? And this is like, this is a good thing. You're actually gonna have time to stop and smell the roses, to enjoy the nature. You've been in a hurry for a lot, and this is gonna free you up to enjoy that. So there you go. That's the Queen, right? And let's see what we got going on here. So the Queen of Wands, your psychological characteristics are very impulsive and changeable, charming, temperamental, the one who has strong intuition, creates intrigues just for own pleasure, right? So the events are great desire and fun intrigue. Typical businesswoman, perfectly adjusted, profitable business, age can be 18 or more, and she thinks of herself as a mature person. Okay, so thinks of herself as a mature person. And again, don't get caught up on the he or she. Is this, you thought you were grown? Because remember, the core is undeveloped basics, right? Not fully developed basics. So maybe you thought you were ready. You thought you had it all figured out, right? Because you think of yourself as a mature person, so you thought you had it all figured out, right? So the relationships are tempestuous, without preliminary schemes, not adjusted. Everything is perfectly beautiful, worthy opponent. So you thought you had everything all figured out. Maybe you thought you found the right people. The health is strong, but not preserving, right? And the advice is act quick according to the situation. The warning is to avoid things that are hard to foresee. And the result is creative solution of domestic situations. So you thought you had it all figured out. You You thought you found the right people. Focus on what you can control. So I'm going to put that. Creative home remedies. It's how I'm seeing that translated. So let's take a look at that for you. Right? So at the core, we got there's an unreliable person, lazy, but this is interesting because this was like some of the description of what you left behind. So is this the same person? Is it a new person? But you're seeing similar traits in, and maybe you got that same feeling, but empty promises. You know, you get the feeling that they're fake friends. So, but here's the good thing. Off the rip, you have come out of a situation. You've grown from through that situation. You've reached a level that you're enjoying yourself, and for better or for worse, you finally came out of that. Remember, you were stuck in the hermit mode, so you finally come out of the shell, and you're at least entertaining other people. For better or for worse. I mean, you can't expect to hit the home run every time. So you come out, you meet people, and maybe the first one you meet may not be like I said worth meeting up again. It's a lot that could translate to. So it doesn't actually mean like you might have met them, and where the conversation was going, you know, maybe you're talking business. Maybe you met someone talking business, and you find out that they're not fully developed on their business, but maybe there's things about them that you like as a person, and you're starting to say, hey, maybe you might want to talk to them as a person instead of doing business with. Or maybe you met someone on a personal tip, and you find out that, you know, personally you're not really, but business-wise you want to help, or you want to do business with them, and y'all could build something together on a business tip. So don't think that the not worth meeting means that there's no value at all. It could just mean that for whatever reason in the beginning you felt like it, you felt like it wasn't worth it, but that could have opened doors for you in the future. Now, or for not in the future, but more so for another reason. At the same time, you know, discovering that could have been because of the empty promises and fake friend situation feeling. But we're going to figure that all out, because right now we just got that there's an unreliable person, there's some empty promises, sound like from a fake friend that you feel like wasn't worth meeting. Some of the basics aren't fully developed yet, whether that means that it needs time to grow, or it just is not, it's just retarded, was yet to be discovered. But whatever it is, don't take anything from this person. Don't accept no gifts, and some, you know, there could be some trickery involved, basically. So now your past feelings, where you thought you had it all figured out, you thought you found the right people, you need to focus on what you can control only, and you'll see some creative home remedies, right? So basically, going from last week, you just got over the mountain from the darkness into the light. And, you know, just because you in the light now doesn't mean that everything gets sweet, get great. You know, you still got to be on your P's and Q's. There's still trickery out there. There's still shit going on. It's just, you're in a different level now. So what happens, you got to take time to enjoy that level, to learn that new level, to understand now what your strengths and your weaknesses were from the level you just left. But what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses with the level that you're on now? And what do you have to do to become better? You see, so take time to look and observe that and explore. You know, you see how she's taking the time to inspect the leaves and the petals and see what's going on with examining. You know, observation is knowledge. Okay, but she's not panicking right now. There's no swords falling. You know, the wands are your emotion, your desire, your struggle, your passion, your creativity. So now, at least you have time. Remember, everything else before was like rush, rush, rush. It was right now. It was urgent. It was panic. You're out of that situation, and you can breathe. We discussed that. So that still seems to be apparent, and it's to the point now where at least you can breathe enough to see the situation for what it is, and you're doing that work that we talked about you needed to do to make sure you're protecting yourself, and that's how you're coming up with things that, whether it's good or bad, that you feeling like maybe they're not worth meeting, because now you have reservations, and we're gonna figure out what's next is your past actions and see how they played into this role. Okay. 9:51, 6, 15, 6. All right, let me get this on the screen for you here. Hold on. All right. So Queen of Coins, when it's in reverse, its psychological characteristics is rational, practical, distrustful, reserved. It sounds like this was recent. So engaging only in one's personal affairs, isolation from other people. So this was your past action. You were staying to yourself, right? And the business was very detailed manner of managing affairs, pettiness, business is well regulated, money is accumulating, right? So the relationship is partner lives his own life, nothing interest, just welfare, is interested in any kind of the smallest details of behavior, either life. Okay, so let's get this in the notes here. So he's focused on yourself, or I'm gonna say reserved, focused on your goals, right? You, and then it's reserved, okay? So, but there was some distrust in there, which kind of ties into the core of the fake friends, empty promises, not worth meeting, etc. Right? Time fraud, easy cheating, etc. So that we'll see how that all ties in here. And but see, I like how it says there was a very detailed manner of managing affairs. So I'm gonna say you took inventory of your life, right? You got very detailed with it. You got the particulars, and because it said there was an element of pettiness, but the business is well regulated, and money is accumulating, right? Now the relationship said that the partner lives his own life, nothing, or let's say their own life. Remember, it doesn't mean that it's male or female. So lives their own life, nothing interests, just welfare. Is interested in any kind of smallest details of behavior, either life. So somebody was micromanaging. Maybe appeared to be controlling. The question is, was their intention good, for better or worse? Like, were they controlling? Was it micromanaging, or was it controlling? But was it for your best interest or theirs? That's what I need to know with that. We need to know. Okay? So the advice is be more attentive in details. And the health was person is too much emphasizing on their health, exaggerated health concerns. So I see. So okay, right? So how I want to say it? If past actions, you may have slowed progress from a false belief of doing too much. Right? Because you would be concerned about your health, and like it's like that. It's like when people talk to you, it's like, oh, you're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep, and you're the type person. Maybe you're the type person that's like, no, I don't want 8 hours of sleep. Like, I'm gonna sleep 4 hours, and then I get to do 4 hours more work a day. And if you times that by years, you might get 5 more years of life by the time you're 90 than someone that sleeps a full 8 hours a day. You see what I'm saying? So in your mind, you're gonna get the work done. You're gonna get ahead. You're gonna be 5 years ahead in 10 years, and then you'll be able to sleep all you want to. So that person that's talking to you maybe they are so focused on health that they retard their progress unnecessarily. You know what I mean? Something like that. So you gotta pay attention to the details, like it was saying. So in the details, will tell you what it is. So maybe maybe that was accurate. Maybe you find yourself, drowsy too often, so you'd be like, yeah, I gotta go to sleep. But maybe you don't have that sensation, and you can keep going, and you feel great. So then that works for you. Do what you do, but pay attention to the details. But also that's all around across the board. Now, the warning is you put too much emphasis on details that are not worth the attention. So the result will be you shall take up some minor works and improve details. So how do you want to invest your time? Do you want to invest it in minor work, or do you want to invest it in what you got going on? Do you want to go for the low-hanging fruit, or do you want to go for what's going to give you the most bang for your buck? So beware of reaching low-hanging fruit just to say you got something. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? When the good fruit may be a little more work to reach. Alright? So, what we got? Let's take a look at this real quick. It's starting to come together. So, unreliable, lazy person, empty promises, fake friends. Maybe these empty promises you made to yourself. Maybe this is not another person. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's Maybelline. Nah. So, actually, yeah, that would make sense. Maybe it's Maybelline, because the fake friends, whether that's the friend you have in yourself in the mirror, or another person, there's some fakeness going on there. There's some fraudulent, like I said. That's the core. Are you being honest with yourself? Oh, are you being honest with yourself? And don't accept the gift from this person. So if you're not being honest with yourself, right, and you're gonna gift yourself some time or some reward or something when you really haven't achieved your goal, and you're kind of like saying, let's give yourself a premature cheat day. Easy cheating, time of... Alright, I got it. Give me a second here. Thank you for your patience. You know how I get. You know what I mean? It'd be fuzzy. It's like when you watching TV back in the day. The cable went out. You got all that snow, and I'm looking at it. It's like, and then I gotta, you start wiggling with the antennas, like you start, and you tune that shit in, and then it comes in. Now you getting crystal clear. So, don't cheat yourself or allow others to allow you to cheat yourself. Because what's going to happen is, right, okay, so at the core, unreliable person, lazy, empty promises, fake friends, not worth meeting. I typed that twice, but it must mean something. We'll figure it out in a moment. So not fully developed basics, and no gift from this person, time of fraud, easy cheating. So basically, now that we went over the past feelings and attributes in your past actions, what I'm really seeing here is premature cheat days. Like, you're celebrating too soon. There's more work to do. So don't cheat yourself or allow others to come in and talk you into cheating yourself. You know what I mean? You know how like you said you're gonna do 50 jumping jacks and you get the 43 and you like, that's enough. Alright, okay, I'm cool. Go ahead and bang out the mother 7. You know what I mean? Go ahead and bang out the mother 7. Or even if at that very moment you absolutely can't do any more than that 43, then give yourself 10 minutes later. But when you come back 10 minutes later, guess what? You're going to be banging out them 7, right? And you're going to go right past the 7 and maybe do 10 more. And now you did 60. You see what I'm saying? But if you let someone tell you, yeah, don't worry about it, that's okay. Next time, you know what I mean? You're cheating yourself. And that means that you're keeping company that encourages you to keep cheating yourself. You see what I'm saying? It's like from last week you made it over the mountain out of the darkness, and now you're like, well, you know, I made it this far. I can sit down and rest a little bit. When you're really not tired. You're really not tired, and you got more work to do. You see where you're trying to get to us out there, and you're like, well, I'm this close. I made it this far. Let me just sit down for a minute. Well, you don't know who's on your heels. You don't know what's on your heels. You don't know what's after you. So the moment you stop, you're letting them catch up ground on you. Or flip the coin around. Just because you got a goal, oh man, just because you got a goal doesn't mean that your goal is sitting still waiting for you. If you got a goal that's here, and you're here, and you get to here, I'm like, okay, well, I made it this far, I can relax. You're assuming that your goal is waiting on you to arrive. Your goal might be on its way to its goal, and you are on an intercept mission, and as you stop, it's still going, and next thing you know, you done missed the opportunity. It's out of reach. So see, your past feelings was that you thought you had it all figured out. You thought you had the right people. You were in these groups. You're talking to this person, that person, and maybe the one that's pushing you the hardest, you don't like that. See, time fraud, easy cheating. So you'd rather go over here with this group of people, and this happens a lot in life. This is why the whole normative social influence thing exists. It's easy to fit in over here. It's work. It's work over here. It feels, or your mindset is that it's work. So maybe once you realize you're on a journey, you will enjoy that journey, and it won't feel like work anymore. But if you focus on it as work, you're gonna be like, well, you know, we did a lot today. Let's take some time off. We can stop. Now you're cheating yourself. Premature cheat days. See, so that's what it is. So now you thought you had it all figured out. You thought you made it. You took you thought you found the right people. They encourage you. Yeah, you know, relax, take it easy, take your time. Take 6 years to get this done. It's fine. You're not. But then when you got somebody that's like, you're not promised tomorrow, you're like, well, I don't like the way that sounds, so I don't like being around that person. They be too serious all the time. They be doing it. But focus on what you can control. Remember, look at the notes. This is what the past was about. Your past actions told you to focus on what you can control, and you would come up with creative home remedies. But see, the conflict within yourself, the unreliable person, the reason this laziness going on, the empty promises are to yourself. And the fake friends are either those that are around you allowing you to cheat yourself, or yourself in the mirror. Because when you focus on what you can control, the person is telling you, keep your knees up, keep going. But that would push you into finding creative home remedies. You see, so there's the people that's gonna be like, oh, okay, thanks for the motivation, and then they're gonna get encouraged, and then they're gonna find the creative home remedy that's gonna help them solve the problems. Or you're gonna have a person that's like, well, you know, I don't really have time for that. I really want to do this. I really want to do that, and then they're never gonna get there, because they're gonna go back to these people that they thought they found the right people. They're gonna not adhere to the person that's really have their best intentions in mind, and then they're gonna go to the where it's easy at. See, and that's gonna be how they cheat themselves. So you gotta focus on your goals. You gotta stay reserved. You gotta have distrust. You gotta draw trust issues. You gotta draw the line for trust issues. Okay? So you took inventory of your life. You know what you want. You know where you're at. You know where you're trying to get to. Now your business is growing. Your business is growing. But now, like I said, someone was, because his past actions is micromanaging. And that could be why you feel like you got access to some cheat days prematurely. Or maybe they appeared to be controlling. We're gonna, we'll see. But whether that was you or someone else, the question was, that's where I put it in the notes. The question was it for your best interest or theirs? Now, if it's you against yourself, is it the little angel on your shoulder? Or is it the little devil? You know what I mean? Again, someone else might be telling you to do it this way because they want to have their time with you on this level, and the other person is trying to push you to the next level because they want you to succeed. But you don't see it, right? It said be aware of the unforeseen. And that's, again, the easy tricking, the cheating, the time of fraud. So they may sound good. Everything that glitters ain't gold. They may sound good. They telling you do this and do that. But you ain't like this person's idea because it felt too much like work. But that work was going to get you there. So, and then that's what brings us to the second part here under your past actions. You may have slowed progress from a false belief of doing too much. Premature cheat days. Beware of reaching low-hanging fruit just to say you got something when the good fruit may be a little more work to reach. We ready to see what your advice is for the present. Go ahead and review that and think to yourself what that triggers in your mind, heart, spirit, body. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. Coming into the new year, you feel like you done made it out of 2020. Oh man, we done made it out of 2020. We ain't gotta do shit. We gotta get a $600 stimulus for those that want it. I don't want that shit. It said beware of free lunch. That's what the 48 Laws of Power said. Beware of free lunch. Ooh. Beware of reaching the low-hanging fruit just to say you got something when the good fruit may require a little more work to reach. I don't know. Something there for you. Something there for you. Something there for you or for somebody you know. And if they're giving you the low-hanging fruit, that's probably why you don't want a gift from this person, because they just giving you the scraps, basically, of what they don't want. You need to be around the people. That's why it's saying you thought you found the right people. See, you were so caught up in the fact that someone gave you something, or you felt like someone gave you something, you didn't realize that to them, it was just the scraps. So then when someone comes in and says, I'm going to give you something, it's going to be the roadmap to get you to the top, to the good fruit. You like, man, you going to make me work for something? This person over here just giving me something. And you don't realize the difference in quality. You just saw a gift or free. You just saw the low-hanging fruit was easy to reach. And you cheated yourself out of the quality of life. Because the good shit was just a little bit, it seemed like a little bit more work. So you had empty promises to yourself because you said you wanted the good shit. And instead, you were satisfied with the free shit. probably talk bad about the person that wanted to get you the good shit because they were going to make you work for it. Alright, let's see what your advice for the present is. 10, 14, 5, 6. It's like 666. You and me's 8 of swords. Alright, hold on, give me a second. But at least this time, it's in reverse. Alright, and that's what we talking about right there. So, the 8 of Swords, when it's in reverse, right? This card is actually the Lord of Short and Force. Okay? So, when it's in reverse, the situation with no way out. Panicky way to get out. Constant effort to make the situation better. Infertility. Right? So, advice for the present. Let's see what else we got here. So, panicky way to get out. Constant effort to make the situation better. Huh. So, okay. So, if you don't work now, it's going to cost you more later. Right? It's on sale. It's on sale right now. See? That's what it is. It's on sale right now, but you waiting for it to be free. So why are you waiting for it to be free? See, and that's the infertility, because it's never going to develop because there's no action. So the advice for the present is, I'm going to say, I know you heard this quote before, there's action in every satisfaction. You got to know that. You got to know that there's action in every satisfaction. And like this is like I said, it's a fence. You got the people on this side of the fence that do. You talk to them about something and they move on it. Even if it's only 80% of what you talked about, they move on it and they're doing it and they're seeing improvements in their life. Congratulations to them. And then you got the other side of the fence where the people be like, you could talk to them, and they're like, yeah, and then they keep telling you about somebody else or what this person over there is doing, and this person, and it's like, no, focus here. That goes back to focus on what you can control. You can only control you. And if you're trying to help somebody and they talking about what somebody else doing, they not really fully invested in the opportunity you giving them, you might have thought you found the right people. See how that works? So if you talking to them about stuff and then you keep coming back and like, yo, did you do that? No, I'm still waiting on this. I'm still trying this. And you're looking like, well, what are you waiting for? Bam, that's the core. Unreliable person. Lazy. Empty promises. Fake friends. Even if it's fake with themselves. See, because if you're like, I need to get you to this level, you trying to take them to a level so you can take them somewhere else. And they say, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then they come back every time and it's not done. It's empty promises, right? How long you going to keep dealing with that? So, the business says it's dying. Business will never bloom again. You may become a subordinate at work. So, think about that. If you are working on being the boss, or you are opening your own business, however, you not putting in the work to think for yourself at the business, you want somebody else to do it for you. Not in the sense of like you're even, the boss, so to speak. Like you done made someone else, you done empowered someone else to basically have more power over your business than you. If you don't put the work in to understand what you're doing. Now, instead of you being the boss, the owner, like it's saying, you become the subordinate. You just hired, you own the business and hired somebody that's now bossing you around. So, this is what happens. Because why? Because you took premature cheat days, and then when you woke up one day, you're like, oh shit, I want to be here. But I'm not. I need someone to come help me. No, you don't. You need to help yourself. And you can do it. And don't let that person trick you into saying you can't. Now, again, that's why it's saying that the business is dying and will never bloom again. Right? That's what we just got done saying. If you don't work now, it's going to cost you more later. So if you don't put the work in now to salvage the situation, to grow the situation, it's going to cost you more later because it's in a state of decay. And when it completely dies, you're going to go from making, if you think you're making less now, you're going to be making nothing then. So that now it's costing you even more because you don't even have that coming in. So it's on sale right now, but you're waiting for it to be free. Like right now it has value, but you want it to be free. For what? Why haven't you acted upon it? Like I said, I'm always the type of person I normally try to make sure the people I do business with get more than what they bargain for from me. You see what I'm saying? Because that's like my extra investment in making sure that they're there to help other people. I didn't, don't sit around and wait for it like, oh, I want that, like that. Oh, how can I? Let me wait for it to go all the way down to, like you in a stock. You see the stock at $5, $10. You talking to people about stocks on that side of the channel, and you're like, yeah, hop in, it's going up, and they're like, no, I'm waiting for it to come down a little bit, I'm waiting for it, and then you find out they still waiting, and it done tripled, and they never even got in, and you hopping out, and you were like, I told you get in, and they're like, well, somebody else told me to, again, let them be with them, you know what I'm saying? Find you the people that wants to get to where you getting to. So, relationship is inability to, there we go, inability to liberate from the oppression, right? So you can't free everybody, but make sure you free yourself, if nothing else. So health is a unfortunate battle for health though had demanded a lot of strength, right? Psychological characteristics of a person who struggles even using their last force, okay? Again, This is all being said right here in what we got in the notes. Let me show you the notes real quick. This is really important. This is a really critical step in your progress here. So the advice is fight to save your. You would think I read this ahead of time, but I didn't. So advice is fight to save yourself. Hold on. Use every strength cell you have. See, when you're trying to accomplish that goal, you ain't got no free time. Everything you do needs to be focused and geared in some way, shape, or form to meeting that goal, or else you're promoting waste. Like, you see what I'm saying? Warning: your fight can be fruitless, and the result is no chance, no way out. You see what I'm saying? There's no action. There's action in every satisfaction. That's the advice for the present. Ain't no beware the free lunch. You know, a lot of people, we ain't gonna get political on this part of it, but you know, you feel like a certain group of people is gonna be in the White House, so you feel like, oh, they're gonna be more stimulus checks, they're gonna be this, and we're gonna get some free money. Free money? Okay. Free money? Okay. Gonna cost you something. It may not be today, but it's gonna cost you. Alright, so now we're gonna get to the present feelings and ideas. We're gonna see what's percolating there for you guys. Coffee pot. Okay. Alright, let me get this on the screen for you. You know there's always some light at the end of the tunnel. I'm hoping you figure it all out before it gets too late. So what we got going on for you now, for the present feelings and ideas, is the Emperor. Now the Emperor, the old name is a cube-shaped stone. Some of y'all might know Osiris, right? Now, Father, who is consulting the world. Alright? So, the general meaning is order, sequence, practical reason, stability, authority, cause, and will. So basically, you recognize you need a plan. Which is what we was talking about before. So, matter of fact, we were talking about that before. So you had a plan. You thought you had it all figured out. You need an upgrade to your plan. Remember, the premature organs, not fully developed basics. Your blueprint wasn't perfected, and you started building, so that's good. You did act upon it. You started to build on it, and along the way, you finding out some things don't fit right like the way they should, so you gotta make some alterations to your plan. So the events or realization of some plans, visible result, space structuring. like we just said, basically. So your business is stable business, head of high rank, discipline, variety of market organizations, and structural markets, state structures, right? So a relationship is strong, reliable, cherished, domination. Okay? The health is stable, not enough movement. I think that's the key part, because you need to upgrade to your plan to avoid stagnation. Because, alright, check it out. You came up out and you got to this level. Like, you dug yourself out of the hole, you got to this level. Now, what it took for you to get from here to here isn't going to work necessarily to get you from here to here. So, if you keep doing what it took to get from here to here, this could be your new plateau, and you won't go any higher. Now, some of this stuff is just basic, you're going to have to do regardless. But there's going to be elements you have to now change and alter to get you from here to the next level. You see? And that's why she's sitting there contemplating. You got the all-seeing eye. You got the beetle. You know what that is. So, she's contemplating the next move. But, if you look, it looks like she's in a position of power or control, at least in your own life. You see what I'm saying? And it's not to say that she ain't been through some stuff to get there. Look at the scarf or whatever it is, her hair or whatever it is in the background. It's a chunk missing. But they made it. You made it there. So we want to avoid stagnation. So you got to change a couple things in your plans. Now, the psychological characteristics is consciousness, realization of the ideas and intentions, logical analysis, practical conclusions, and management. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about here. You need to upgrade your plan to avoid stagnation. The warning is, or the advice is, realize your plans firmly and consistently. The warning is stubborn severity, excessive pedantry, and despotism can destroy feelings or live action. And the result is defense of reached results, guarantee of reliability and order. You see what I'm saying? So you want to protect your, the saying, you can't keep what you can't protect. So you want to protect your movement, your motion right now. If you climbing up, you want to protect that inertia. If anything, you want to grow that inertia to keep propelling you higher. But you definitely want to protect it. So you need an upgrade to your plan now to avoid the stagnation. You need to make sure you got the fuel, right? If you're a rocket booster, blasting off, you know what I mean? And you can't go up here and say, okay, we only got a half tank, and when you get here, you just go like, either it's gonna be not enough energy to keep lift, or because you're gonna have to dial down the force so you don't run out of gas, or you're gonna go and crash. And that's why you feel like you're crashing, because you didn't keep fueling yourself. You didn't realize you're gonna have to change that plan to because you're on the next level now, and so you feel a crash because you weren't prepared. You see what I'm saying? So take that time, sit in that chair, think it out, think it through thoroughly, right? Hold on a second. Right. So now what this is saying to me, right? Remember in the beginning where it said infertility? Because your resurrection, like your growth here, you know what I'm saying? Like you're birthing now. You're gonna birth the plan. That's what it is. Focus the unseen. So now the all-seeing eye, right? When you sit down and you think and you plan it out, you're looking at it. See how the all-seeing eye is at eye level with her or you from your perch there. So now it's like you're looking through the lens. You're looking through. It almost looks like a telescope. Like if it looks like a little, if the end there closest to the eye was like the view, and if you were to hold that up and like that would be your eye coming through the lens on the other side. Now you're the all-seeing eye. Like you're peering through the telescope, and you're looking for that way to rebirth. You've come out. Remember, you've come out of you have resurrected. Now, how do you maintain that momentum so you don't one become stagnant, which is dead again, right? Or relapse back into the grave you just crawled out of, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? And that's what this is about for you right now. You're putting together the plan, or at least you realize that you need an upgrade to your plan to avoid the stagnation. The people that you thought had found the right people, they didn't prepare you for this, and you feel like you've allowed yourself to be cheated by them, or you've cheated yourself because they didn't push you any further. So let's see where the situation is going. Let me get you the notes for a second here. Spend a second with the notes because the shuffle needs some energy. So basically, some of y'all not sure you could trust yourself. You don't all the stuff it done took you to get here. You realize you on a new level, and you having a moment where you panicking, you hyperventilating because you don't know if you're ready for this, and you just, instead of jumping in, getting started, which is what it's gonna take, you may be not trusting yourself. That distrust may be you not trusting yourself, and when you upgrade this plan, you're gonna see, like I said earlier, your strengths and your weaknesses, and you're gonna help learn as you observe the level that you're on now, and see how you can get in where you fit in, and what changes you gotta make to prevail. So if we go back to the Queen, the Emperor, you notice that there doesn't appear to be any rush, and I think that's because even though you need to take action, haste makes waste. All right? And what you need to do is you need to have a quality investment in yourself, which will produce the best plan, the best formula for your success. All right, that's what it was. So 39, 12, 10, 39, 12, 13, 4. About that work. That's what it is, about that work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, let me get on the screen for you. Nah, we do here. I just told you, take your time, don't rush me. So what we got now is the wheel upside down in reverse. Okay, so we saw this recently, and the wheel was the Sphinx, right? So resurrection, negative karma, luck, loss, delay, disturbing. You see what I'm saying? The collapse of the old problems. So you're not gonna have the same old problems. You're gonna have new ones. And that's where your plan is going to help you work through that. So the events is repeated recession, repetitive events, failure, delays, worries, or daily worries, losses, right? So, but this is going to be the business and work is stagnation of affairs, failure, untimely stop a turnover, untimely start. Stop a turnover or decrease its level, old goods, and the impossibility to realize them. So, the stagnation of affairs, failure, an untimely start, and it's going to stop of turnover or decrease of its level. So, if you were cheating yourself and you felt like you was ready to take some days off, wrong. You ready to have to put that work in. See, you thought you was going to take a break. But you realize the grind don't stop. See? So, the stagnation of affairs is going to really be like, in order to prevent the stagnation of what's important, you're going to have to let something else go into stagnation. You see what I mean? Like, if you was thinking you was going to take this break, that break got to go on pause while you go put this work in. Okay? So there's going to be stagnation always, and there's going to be action always. The question is, which one are you investing into what? Are you putting stagnation into your goals? No. What you're going to do is you're not going to have the same problems because you just thought about that. You found a way out of that. You're going to have new ones. So you thought now that you got to this level, you could sit down and you could relax, you could take a break. But now you realize the grind don't stop, and the moment you stop, you're going to start sliding back down into that hole. So you came this far in your mind and you're like, it's time to chill out, but you realize I can't stop, won't stop. You see what I'm saying? Can't stop, won't stop. So the relationship is, the end is coming up. There's no motion in the development of a relationship. Again, that you wanted to hang on to that cheat day. You want to hang on to that vacation. You want to do all this. You want to hang on to the fun. Ah, you know what? It's not that you want to hang on to the fun, and you gotta let go. Matter of fact, you gotta let go of your old, the way you used to view fun. That's gonna be your loss. See, you had a certain idea or concept of what fun was or what relaxing was, so that you didn't feel like you were overworking yourself and all this stuff. But in reality, when you are excited about accomplishing something, what it takes to get there becomes part of the fun. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why the wheel is turned upside down in the picture. When the wheel's up in the air, it's kind of like a Ferris wheel. It's let me see here. You know what I mean? It's like the price. It's like entertainment. You know, it's like The Price is Right. You spin the wheel and you get the Wheel of Fortune. But when you're on that game show, when you're on that stage, and you're part of the entertainment, you're actually not going anywhere. You're in the same spot. You're stagnant. In this case, what's going to happen is, aside from running over the bird, that wheel is on the ground, and you are going to be rolling somewhere. So you're giving up on the what you thought fun was, and you're adopting. Your new plan is going to have you adopting the fact that the challenges it takes for you to reach your goal is now what you find the most amusement and enjoyment in. You see, while other people are doing whatever it is they're doing, PlayStation, whatever it is, trying to go somewhere, trying to do something, your biggest source of entertainment and enjoyment is the journey and the adventure of the next step in getting to your goals. You're making progress now. That's where this is going for you. That's why the wheels are, it's like the landing gear on the ground. You just touched down. You're going to be pulling into your destination soon. You see what I'm saying? So, you got to let go of the old way you used to view fun and find enjoyment in the step-by-step. Remember the details. We were talking about the details earlier. Every detail is now enjoyable. Every detail of what it takes for you to reach your goal is now your new fun. That's your new PlayStation game. That's your new vacation. That's your new excitement. That's what your life should be focused on, or else it means that you're not really excited about getting to where you say you want to get to. If you can be easily distracted, you really wasn't that focused. And we live in a society now where everybody wants a break before they really done any work. It sound like they did something, but they ain't. Remember, you thought you had it all figured out. It sounded like you did a lot until you realized what you really got to do, because you didn't think it all the way through until you got here. And then once you were able to sit down here, now you put the wheels on the ground. Alright? So let's get the advice for the future for you. I'm going to put the notes up. You take a look at that. Self-check yourself. You might not be able to trust yourself. It's like in the movies. It's like in the movies when you watching them horror movies, them scary movies back in the day, whatever, and that person running, they run as fast as they can, right? And the killer or whatever is just walking like, and they like, meanwhile it looked like they done ran 45 miles, and then they get to a spot where they want to stop. And you can tell they're not really tired because they ain't breathing super heavy. You know what I mean? They might be panting, but you ain't tired because you ain't fall out, collapse from breath, running. You just like, and then right when they feel like, it's like ding, 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 and you're like, ah, right? Because why did you stop? Why did you stop running? Your goal was to get away. Why did you stop? Because if you think something is after you and you trying to get away and you stop and it's after you, that means it is now getting closer to you. Put the wheels on the ground. Made it out of 2020. That means you made it into 2021. Now what you gonna do? We out of 2020. So what? What you gonna do now? What you gonna do now? Advice for the future. We're gonna get together with people to get that coin. That's all it is right there. Don't stop. Don't stop. So, we got the two of coins for you in reverse, right? And this is the Lord of harmonious change. So, the general meaning is disorder and chaos. Okay? So, job quitting in a halfway. Okay? So, is that you gotta quit your vacation ministering, you gotta quit the cheat day, you gotta interrupt the cheat day. For a work day. Right? You gotta interrupt the way you used to think about fun to find enjoyment in fulfilling yourself and your own dreams and goals. Okay? So the business says disorder in the documents, mistakes in the bookkeeping, inability to manage own or other people's money, unnecessary expenditures. See, what we say earlier, it's gonna either put the work in now and get it right, or it's gonna cost you more later. This is your advice for the future. So The relationship is the person does not know what he wants from his partner. There is no clear line of behavior. There is no perspective in the relationship. That's why you need to make the plan. If you don't prepare the plan now, you'll be going in circles. Okay? I don't want to see you going in circles. Alright? So the health is quiet, changeable state. Psychological characteristics is double-faced person. Two-face. That's them fake friends. Which might be yourself. It might be your reflection in the mirror. Tends to compromises. Manipulator. It'll be okay. It'll be alright. Right? Like if you got a business and you're starting your own business but you still work. And if you're taking your money from your work and you keep putting it into your business to patch stuff because your business isn't performing but you don't keep track of that, then you're fooling yourself into thinking that your business is performing at a level that it's not, because you're not actually keeping track of the fact that you're injecting money into it. You're injecting stimulus into your business. So 2 years down the road, you're going to have a false pretense, a wrong interpretation of the success of how you got there, or even if you really made anything at all, because you've been just dumping money into it because it was yours and you didn't keep track of it. So that's where, going back to the business, it could be disorder in the documents, mistakes in the bookkeeping, inability to manage, own, or other people's money. So even if it's your own business, right, it's not your business's money, you're putting your money into it. So technically it's like getting a loan. You're loaning your business money, whether you realize it or not. But then you're not keeping track of the loan. You're not accumulating payments on your loan that you're owed to yourself, and neither is your business. So that's the inability to manage own or other people's money, and you're just the other person compared to your own business. And then when you're on vacations and going out having fun and all this stuff, that's probably why the money from the business, the profit that you did make, it now paid for the fun, and then you got to take money out of your job account and put it into the business, because technically the money you made at the business paid for your fun, because you felt like you needed a break because you did all this work when you really didn't do nothing yet. You hadn't accomplished nothing yet, but you felt like you deserved a break. You had a premature cheat day. That's the danger associated with this. So your advice for the future is get that plan together so you can keep the momentum going. Okay? So the warning is finish all deeds as soon as possible. Don't waste any time. Don't waste any time. You can have all the fun in the world once you've finished. The result could be disorder and misunderstanding if you don't. So that's your advice for the future. You get the picture. I'm Pasha Pablo, YNet7. This is the Tarot Files. Go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and thank you for tuning the replay.